Hello, everyone. This is Video Game Lover 58, and I'm here to debate Ford and Frankie. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's 4-Day Frankie. You know, the one who said that he was disappointed with the Sony press conference.
Okay, and today we are here to debate a couple of topics. So let's begin with one of the first topics. What's the first one you want to debate?
Doesn't really matter to me. First, the biggest disappointment of the show is you start the show by showing a game that's 2 generations old. Grand Theft Auto 5. Granted, it will be updated. It will look a little better. It may have a little extra content, but it is still 2 generations old.
Okay. And then the next game they unveiled was Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Right, with no gameplay, and from all that has been released about it, it's a half sequel, not necessarily DLC, but it's like the Uncharted Lost Legacy game, which is a half a game.
Okay. So, what issues you have with the Spider-Man?
I mean, like I say, it seems to be a phoned in last minute. Let's throw something out there so we can have something at launch. Unlike the other systems where they had games at launch, full games. Like PS4 had Killzone on launch day. PS3 had Resistance on launch day. PS2 had Grand Theft Auto or Gran Turismo 3 on launch day. Launch day right now is going to be a half Spider-Man game on launch.
That's probably going to be 10 hours long. That's as long as the first game.
You really believe it's going to be a 10-hour Spider-Man game?
Yes.
My biggest issue with the entire thing is, where was the AAA titles? If this was on the E3 floor, if this was the big show, which it would have been at E3, where was the big games? Where was the blockbusters? I look at the list of games that was shown, other than Ratchet and Clank, which been there, done that. You've got what, Horizon, but no gameplay. You have the Spider-Man teaser.
Some gameplay in the trailer.
Very, very little of that was gameplay. You have a Spider-Man teaser, and you have Gran Turismo, which next year, and a bunch of indie games. Where was the let's go back to last generation. Where was the big games like Destiny and Infamous and Watch Dogs?
Destiny is not an exclusive. But
no, but the only AAA only AAA games that they showed that was multiplat was NBA and that Kenna multiplat. Other than that, you look at the list of games, the only other big name on there is Oddworld, and we know that's not a AAA game. It hasn't been since PS1.
I just don't know why do you... So Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel, that's not AAA?
All right, would you put it on par with, let's say, God of War? Would you put it on par with...
By the same studio that did Killzone.
That game is not...
Look, if everyone Killzone is gone, it's because of Horizon.
Right, but Horizon's not the AAA title to sell a system. It's not up there.
Horizon sold 10 million units.
When it dropped to $10. It dropped to $10.
That doesn't mean that God of War sold 12 million and it dropped. That doesn't mean that people lost interest. It just means that it dropped.
So you mean to tell me you really think Horizon is a AAA game? I'll give you Horizon. Okay, we'll say Horizon's a AAA title. Spider-Man, we get a teaser of of what would be considered AAA title. Gran
I
Turismo, maybe, if it's not.
A main first-party game. It's
Right.
made by Insomniac, who is with Sony. That's kind of why I will say Ratchet & Clank is AAA as well.
So you got 3 AAA titles.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly 4 if Gran Turismo is not a demo like it has been for the past 2 generations. So give you 4 AAA titles, and this is supposed to blow our minds. This is supposed to be the end-all, be-all. This is going to show off a $600 system. We've got a Demon Souls remake.
Which
it's
people
a remake.
have been asking for years, and they finally did it.
It's still just a remake.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, where is the game that screams $600, $500? Where is this?
Okay, 500. Okay. People are still like, dude. Most likely, Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be a very good game, and that alone will make the PS5 launch better than the PS4 launch. Like, I'll be flat out the first one to say the PS4 launch wasn't all that good.
I don't know. For me, I would say I would put Killzone above this Spider-Man, since they've even acknowledged that Spider-Man's a half game. I mean, when they released
it's going to be a 4-hour game. They just said it's still a standalone game.
Just like the Uncharted Lost Legacy, which came out at $40.
And that was $40, and it gave you like an 11-hour game, like a 10 to 11-hour game.
Do you think this Spider-Man will be a $40 game at launch? If they're saying it's the same type of game. Do you really think they're going to launch a system with a $40 game?
We'll see.
Because this is the big title of the launch. This is it. Other than all the little indie games, that's the big title for launch. That's it. The rest of them are next year or even further out than that.
Okay. So the PS5 launch is, what about the Switch launch?
What, you mean with Breath of the Wild?
Because after Breath of the Wild, nothing really came out outside of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which that was just a Wii U game, except they brought all the DLC with it.
And they expanded the battle mode. They actually made the battle mode worth playing.
Okay.
ARMS. And then you had ARMS, which we can agree, ARMS is not a great game at all.
Okay.
Then you had Splatoon 2.
Okay.
You had Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in the first year. Now, this is the first year of the system.
Mm-hmm.
You had Super Mario Odyssey in the first year of the system. And so far, PlayStation has shown 3 games in the first full calendar year that are exclusive to it, which is Spider-Man, Gran Turismo, and Ratchet & Clank.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, all right, maybe a year or 2 down the road, when these games actually look like they belong on another generation, it might be worth the money. But right now, no game that they showed cannot be run on PlayStation 4.
You think the new Ratchet & Clank would run on PS4?
The only reason Ratchet & Clank wouldn't is because of the explosions, the effects in the explosions. Otherwise, the game could run just like the other Ratchet & Clank on PS4.
But you know that in this new Ratchet & Clank game, when you're going to dimension, there's no load times. Most likely, if this was on the PS4, there would have been a lot of load times.
A solid state hard drive. Well, other than that, how do we know that's just not the way the level is built?
Dude, if these games, let's just say Ratchet & Clank was on the PS5 and then it was on the PS4, it will give people the impression, why should they buy a PS5? Because that's kind of what Microsoft is doing with Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is coming out both on the Series X and the Xbox One.
Yeah, same as Call of Duty's done at the beginning of every generation. You upgrade if you want the better version of the game, but at least it's giving you an option. These games can clearly run on the PlayStation 4, but they're not giving you an option to buy them on it. But they're no better than what you can get on PlayStation 4. If they would have held Ghost of Tsushima until the PlayStation 5 launch, that game looks next gen more so than any game they showed during their whole show. Ghost of Tsushima looks better than anything they showed at the PlayStation 5 reveal.
That's
anything.
a really iffy take. I don't agree on that one, Chief. Ghost of Tsushima looks amazing, but I won't go that far.
Which game looked better? Now, we can't say Horizon because Horizon was mostly cutscene. 99% of it was cutscene. Spider-Man, once again, cutscene. That wasn't gameplay. We know it wasn't. Ratchet and Clank, I still think Ghost of Tsushima looks better. If not, it's definitely on par.
Okay, so let me get into this point because you were mentioning how where was the graphical leap?
Right.
Well, let's go back 7 years ago when the PS3 launched, when the PS4 launched and the Xbox One launched. A lot of people also said that there wasn't that much of a graphical leap. It wouldn't really been until like 2 or 3 years after those systems launched that we really started to see the leap. What I was trying to say in past live streams is that the generational gap of each gaming generation dwindles. Like the 16-bit and the PS1 era, that's the biggest leap in gaming history because it went from 2D to 3D. And in each generation, the graphics get better and better, but there's only so much that you're going to see that leap. So that was kind of the one thing the one point I wanted to make in those past live streams.
I get that, but when they showed off the PlayStation 4, the new Killzone was a graphical leap. Knack was a graphical leap. There was definitely a difference between that and what was being shown at the end of the PlayStation 3's life. There was a difference. In these games, there is little to no difference, and some of them looked worse than PlayStation 4 games.
What looked worse?
Let's see. Destruction All-Stars. You know, the arms racing game.
Okay.
Goodbye Volcano.
Okay.
I mean, Godfall didn't look that great. Once again, it's third party, but still. What about Bugsnax? The one where you play the fruit.
A lot of them are the smaller titles.
Deathloop looked terrible. I mean, the only big shocker they had out of the thing was Resident Evil 8. To me, that was the selling point of next generation from this entire thing, and it's going to be on both of them. I just think you look back at the reveal of the other systems, like I say, on PS4. Now, some of these games did turn out to be trash, like Destiny. Let's be real. But Destiny looked next generation. Watch Dogs looked next generation.
Don't know about that one because that was downgraded.
It was downgraded, but it still looked more next generation than anything we've seen on PlayStation 5. You compare Watch Dogs on PS4 to Watch Dogs on PS3, and there's a difference.
Oof. That's a very hot take when you said that Watch Dogs. That was more of a graphical leap than what we saw from the PS5. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Oh, it was a downgrade. It was a downgrade from what is from what it originally shown, yes, which a lot of these games will be as well. I mean, Kenna, the one that looks like a Breath of the Wild ripoff, is not going to look like that when it comes out. It's a multi-plat anyway, but it's not going to look like that. I hope it does. It looks really, really good, but there's no way it's going to look like that.
All right.
I'm just saying, and like I said in the comment, it was disappointing. Where was the Battlefield style game that blows you away with how good it looks? Or we've got 100-player multiplayer like MAG had, which was a next generation multiplayer game. Something that blows you away.
The bad news, but Sony is focusing on single player games. We've had so many multiplayer battle royale games that a lot of people are sick of.
But you mean to tell me, so basically the PlayStation 5 is not going to cater to anybody that wants any multiplayer games?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, dude, not every game needs to be a multiplayer shoot 'em up battle royale game. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying, there's not a single one here. There's not a single one for the people that like those games, and those are some of the most popular games out.
Hold on, Lokito has to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we're back. Where did Frankie went?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so what's the next thing you want to debate about?
I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to show that it wasn't the outstanding show that people are building it up as. It wasn't mind blowing. I mean, the big titles didn't show gameplay other than Gran Turismo and Ratchet and Clank. So all the backlash I'm seeing on YouTube against Xbox for not showing gameplay, the only gameplay we saw was indie games and really, really unpolished third-party games. So why is Sony held to a higher standard than Microsoft when they're showing their big AAA games is nothing but teasers or mostly cutscenes?
Oh, okay. You kind of lost me here. So the reason the Inside Xbox event got backlash is because, one, a lot of the stuff that they showed outside of like maybe 2 games from that event, maybe 3, didn't have gameplay. Not only that, Microsoft lied about Assassin's Creed Valhalla that they were supposed to get gameplay. We didn't get that. When with PS5, we had Gran Turismo, that was gameplay. Even if you want to believe it's a demo, Ratchet & Clank, we saw gameplay of that. We saw Demon Souls, gameplay of that. Horizon had some gameplay. Kena had gameplay. A lot of the games that were shown in Sony's event had gameplay. Inside Xbox didn't really have much of gameplay.
They showed bigger titles at the Xbox show. Granted, it might not have had gameplay, but Assassin's Creed is better than 90% of this PlayStation 5 list.
We didn't see gameplay of it.
It does. All right. Well, then we can mark Spider-Man off because we didn't see gameplay. Horizon really didn't have gameplay. I don't see where everybody's seeing gameplay on that. I've watched that one a couple times and I've not seen any of it. It's actual gameplay. Now in engine maybe, but that's not gameplay. So we can mark those off the list. So basically, Sony had Ratchet and Clank.
Dude, you're saying that inside Xbox at AAA, we didn't see Halo Infinite.
No, well, they've already told you when you're going to see that.
Which I've been really concerned about because that game's been ghost for nearly a year.
It is possible it could turn out bad. I doubt it. But it's possible. I'm not even a Halo fan, but I realize how they take their time with Halo and they make it.
Okay, then, so let's just talk about the Switch reveal. What do you call it, the Switch reveal then?
They had a lot to show with the Switch, not necessarily the games. There's so much more technology involved with all the Joy-Cons, proving what all they can do. The special rumble features this got. They had a lot to show in a short amount of time. Their show also was not 2 hours long.
The PS5 reveal, I believe, was like an hour and a half.
Yeah. I think Nintendo's was about 45 minutes when they revealed the Nintendo.
Well, it was about like almost an hour.
And we all know Nintendo knows how to drag on their demos. Whenever they demo any game, it goes on and on and on, and it looks boring. But the games all normally turn out pretty good, no matter how boring the demos look. So when Nintendo has 45 minutes to show something, they spend 15 to 20 minutes on Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
And then, of course, 15 to 20 minutes on ARMS, which was a waste of time.
Okay.
I'm not saying that Nintendo's reveal was better. I think Breath of the Wild sold the Switch, and the idea of being able to take the Switch with you sold the Switch.
Okay.
My thing is the Switch was only $300. This PlayStation 5 is going to be $400 or $500 or more. And in the launch window, you have Spider-Man.
We could get more games. I mean, we still got 4 months left until if we get more games. I mean, once again, how this year has been, we don't know if they're still coming out this year. So we don't know how this year has been. So we'll see.
My thing is, why didn't Sony show? It's been 2 years since God of War. Show us a teaser. How hard would it have been to throw something together?
Whoa, hold on. So wait a minute. So you're saying that you had an issue with Spider-Man because of cinematic trailers? You know, you were saying that Horizon was cinematic trailer. Why are you saying, how come we didn't get to see God of War teaser trailer? All
right, a teaser for a game that's coming out later on is perfectly fine. Spider-Man is coming out in 4 months. You should be able to see gameplay of it. If a game was coming out in 2 weeks, I should be able to see it. If it's coming out in 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, okay, you've got a teaser for me. But if it's coming out this year, I should be able to see it by now. Especially if we're 4 months away from this thing, it's not far from going gold. They should have shown more than just a cutscene. and a really, really short one at that. I would have been fine with the Spider-Man being a teaser if Spider-Man was coming out next year. If it was holiday of next year. But coming out this year, how am I supposed to know if that's a good game or not? Just based on the last Spider-Man game? No.
What, you didn't like Spider-Man 2018?
I'm not saying I didn't like Spider-Man 2018. I'm saying, am I supposed to base it on the fact that the last Spider-Man?
We're talking like, you go, this is Insomniac. They're a very talented studio. Like, you really think they're going to botch this hard?
Is it possible? Yes.
I mean, possible. I don't see it.
It just makes you worrisome like you are with Halo. I haven't seen anything on it. Well, we ain't really seen nothing on Spider-Man either. And this is the launch title.
That's different because Halo Infinite was revealed in 2018. And we didn't see anything. It wasn't until E3 2019 we finally saw gameplay. Then we haven't seen it since. So that argument kind of doesn't hold very well with what you're saying. Yeah.
All right. Halo's coming out this year. And next month, they've already said they're showing it next month.
Okay.
Right? If they don't show any gameplay next month, I can see. All right, we're in trouble with Halo. If they don't show anything. But Spider-Man showed nothing, and it's coming out in 4 months. It's not. Halo was showed a couple years ago, and they showed gameplay. Rough gameplay last year. Spider-Man is coming out in 4 months, and you saw nothing. Is it because the game looks exactly like the PlayStation 4 game? And they don't want to show that there's no reason to upgrade yet? Now, do I think it'll look a little bit better than Spider-Man 2018? Yeah, it probably will. But it's really disappointing that that's the big title for the launch and you don't see any gameplay.
You know it's going to sell very well, though.
Okay, Justin Bieber sells really well, but that don't mean he makes good music.
Well, Spider-Man 1 sold very well, and that was a very good game. So, is there anything else you want to debate about? Like any other issues you have with me or something?
No, man. I got no issues with you.
All right. I guess this is it.
Thanks for having me on, by the way.
All right. I guess I'll probably live stream a game while I'm at it. So, all right, guys. This is it. Appreciate the debate, Frankie.
No problem. Anytime.
All right. This is Video Game Mode for today. I'll see you guys later. Peace.